This is Not a Player Pod, a sports podcast by fans and for fans covering everything from the hardwood to the gridiron. So without further ado, let's send it off to the stars of the show, Lewis, Max, Jack, and John, because ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is nap time.
Yo, what's going on, people? This is Not a Player Podcast. We're back. Week 2, almost in the books. We are recording this right as the Vikings game is, it's not officially over, but it is going to be over soon. What a dud. We're going to talk about that. Later in the show, we'll talk about the best wins from the week, worst loss from the week. But fellas, after what was a thrilling victory in week 1 in Chicago, tonight, I guess, Lewis, you thought that this was in the cards. I did not. I picked the Vikings in our survivor pool. I am now out in week 1. That is bad. How are we doing?
You know what? I'm doing okay. I would have liked this team to look better tonight, especially the offense, but there was so much going into this game that hasn't been good. I'm just going to list off a few things. First of all, Addison still suspended. Schuylkill or whatever his name is still playing left tackle.
Cool,
the center gets hurt. We have no Cashman. We have no Van Ginkel.
No Hitman.
No Hitman. So just a myriad of things. And on top of that, I know you two don't put as much stock into this, but I think J.J. McCarthy having a kid on a short week after an emotional win is not a recipe for success this week. So just brush this one off, you know. We actually have a decently 3 easy game here stretch, so it's not the worst thing of all time. But what's your guys' instant reactions?
Tough.
Max, you go first.
Yeah, I think it's a tough loss. Home opener, Sunday night. The crowd was in it to start. I think it's legitimately the worst offensive performance I've seen from a Vikings team. I know we kind of texted about that. Not much you can take away. I think you just got to throw it in the garbage. Injuries played a crucial role, like you said. Not what our offense will probably look like going down the stretch, getting Addison back. Still have high hopes, but bad loss.
As JJ almost gets sacked again, I think the injuries are a massive factor in this.
And Aaron Jones got hurt tonight too. But keep going.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying not to overreact now, as I tend to overreact at times. I think I might have overreacted week 1 at how great he, came bounced back from that first 3 quarters he had. But man, he had some bad throws tonight. I almost feel like less so the having a kid thing. I think he looked a little jittery early on. Sailed a couple of throws. I don't know. I just think he had a bad game. I think it's less about JJ. I just think the injuries are a real concern moving forward. Now, I don't know what the extent is. TJ Hawkinson.
Max has been anti.
But yeah, I think the injuries are more of a concern for me than JJ in general. But it was eye-openingly bad. Like I think I texted. I think we had 1, maybe 2 good plays all night. The Jefferson one, which, credit to KOC, I guess. I think 95% of the coaches in the NFL probably would have just ran the ball there or taken a knee. But it ended up being maybe our only good play of the night until now. There's another good play. This is hard to do when we got garbage time and we're moving the ball on the field. But yeah, I don't know. Do we think that the injuries could, I guess it's good that the next 3 weeks we have an easy-ish schedule. Who do we have after the Bengals?
They go to London or Dublin and they play the Steelers and Browns, which are not good. And unfortunately, JJ did just throw another interception, so this game is for real over.
What's the flag?
It's on the offense. It doesn't matter. This team is fine. JJ is a rookie quarterback. We all have to remember that. I was just looking last year because I was like, all right, what's like a realistic thing for JJ to be? And I think he can be better than this, but I was looking at Bo Nix's stats. And Bo Nix didn't throw a touchdown pass till week 4 of last season. And he had like a 50 QBR in the first 3 weeks. So like, you got to give these rookies time. And by the end of the year, I think that JJ will have a much, much better grasp of this playbook, and I think he'll be able to lead this offense. But for now, there's some kid gloves going on, which is fine because that's what you got to expect with a rookie quarterback.
I just don't love the accuracy part. That's the only thing that somewhat sticks out to me, and I don't know if that's jitters or any of that stuff. But
I mean, the game had to feel fast. He had no protection all night.
I'm gonna say it's jitters and no protection.
The game was moving quick for him after getting. How many times did he get sacked tonight?
Probably like 6. I don't know.
6. I saw a Mina Kimes tweet saying that JJ was pressured 60% of the time, which is the highest pressure rate like ever that the Vikings have given up.
So that's tough.
Not ideal.
Throw that on top of everything you just mentioned. Just not a recipe for success.
Against a D line that is not very good.
Well, they've gotten better. They made a lot of. They made those 2 draft picks, and they don't have like a standout guy, but it's just all around solid. I'm nervous for this offensive line.
Offensive line being horrific tonight.
We need
if Kelly has a concussion, then he's going to be out for a bit. And the Darisaw thing's weird. That last year he warmed up prior to the game, and this week he was ruled out early in the week. So that's probably not a great sign. So I don't know. We'll see.
I really don't have much else.
I don't either. It was just a complete dud.
Getting Addison back.
Max, any final thoughts?
I'm not worried. I think it's a tough, really bad loss at home, but not super worried.
Yeah. Oh well. We'll have a more energetic second half of this podcast. It's more than a half.
If the people stick around, you'll hear what we sounded like prior to this debacle. And I believe
our prediction.
Yeah, our predictions might not be exactly spot on, but the people have to wait and hear that until the end of the podcast. All right, we'll be back Thursday morning. We'll be releasing this tomorrow morning. That is Monday morning. Tuck, you want to bring us out after I kind of half brought us out there?
Yeah, I mean, keep listening. This podcast isn't ending right now, so yes, keep listening. Adios. All right, fellas, let's talk about the rest of the games in week 2. We're going to go through our best wins, worst losses, and a standout player performance. Fellas, let's start with it. Lewis, how about you go first with your best win in week 2?
Well, coming off that Vikings great game that we just watched, I can't believe that JJ played that well. I think I'm going to go with another quarterback that played well this afternoon, and that is Dak Prescott and his Dallas Cowboys. I've been banging the drum for the Cowboys on this podcast for a while now. All right, I'm going to preface it here. Their offense looked fantastic. Too much time on the clock for Dak, 14 seconds, and he'll just march down the field, give Brandon Aubrey a easy 64-yard chip shot that he can make in his sleep. And you give Russell Wilson enough chances to just huck one downfield. One's bound to get picked off. So that Cowboys offense, this is exactly what we kind of talked about before the season, about how their offense is going to be elite and their defense is going to be kind of poopy pants, but at least their offense can keep them in these games and win a couple shootouts. They're still going to miss the playoffs, but this is a fun Cowboys win that we were expecting.
It was a fun game, and I agree with you saying that before the season. This Cowboys team, they don't play a lick of defense. Matt Eberflus is their D coordinator, so we know how that's going to go. Though I will say he's had some good years as a D coordinator, so it is shocking, but it is also not shocking that their defense is sucking. But nonetheless, yes, Russell Wilson throwing bombs at the end of that game was kind of funny. It was just like, nobody's open. All right, let's throw it 60 yards down the field and see what happens. And it worked a couple times. It worked a couple times, and it didn't work a couple times, but it was very fun to watch.
He had that look in his eyes all game where he just wanted to go deep, I think, the entire time. And it's kind of too bad. He threw for over 400 yards, and he's probably going to be still benched.
It's kind of funny. Like, if it worked today, I guarantee you, if he played with the exact same mindset, I don't know. I don't know who they play next week, but that's the type of thing that works again. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks a year. Throws for 450 passing yards.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts again next week and has 180 yards and 3 picks. Like that's just, it's not a sustainable way of playing football. But it was
One
entertaining.
more quick point.
Yeah.
Cowboys found a run game a little bit. Remember the last 2 years, like they kind of threw away the running back position. Williams is a legit back. He can rush for a couple touchdowns a game, if not a bunch of yards. He can grind those extra yards. So watch out for this Cowboys offense.
All right. I'm going to consider the.
I'll
go.
This team.
You go.
They instilled no confidence in me that win with
No,
the Cowboys.
it's just fun.
We watched the whole
Just
thing.
fun.
No.
They were a
confidence
great
in it.
survivor
I think
pick.
we're forgetting how
They were
bad
a
the
great
Giants
survivor pick.
are. Great survivor pick.
I do enjoy watching them cut to Jerry Jones and him just being happy when in reality, like this Cowboys team isn't going anywhere. So I don't know if these wins really matter to. All right. I'll go with the Colts as the best win. This is less about the actual game played and more about the narrative. And I know people will continue to believe they aren't that good. And I even made the reference today watching the game that they are the Saints of last year. But listen, they beat the Dolphins week 1, which wasn't that impressive. But then coming into week 2, the Broncos are a team that people had high expectations for. And they just beat them. And that's just like a good win. There weren't that many other good wins this week, so that's probably why I'm defaulting to the Colts. But Daniel Jones he's a couple of weeks away from the narrative being comeback player of the year. Is there a most improved player, or is that just NBA?
No, it's just like comeback. Like you can like win it if you just suck, and then you suck less.
Yeah.
But that's kind of weird.
We're a couple weeks away from that narrative starting, but also just the Colts being a good team. And so I was impressed. It was a fun game to watch, high-scoring affair, which a lot of games this week were, so unlike last week. But yeah, I'm picking the Colts.
Nice.
Max, why don't you go ahead?
I had the Lions pounding the Bears as the best win. I think the Lions were able to probably shut up some haters. Louis Crosby a little bit. Just their offense
I'll have a comment after you go through.
Not being completely dead. I mean, the Bears looked horrendous, but I think that was good that the Lions got that one out of the way. Going against Ben Johnson, their offense was just clicking. Amon Ross had three touchdowns.
Amon what?
Amon Ra.
Amon
3 touchdowns. They just clearly were clicking better and throttled that Bears team and continued to go till the final second with that 4th and 1. Really wanted to lay it on them. So
Lions fans might be the most pathetic group of people I've ever seen in my life. Also, just ripping, like saying "fuck you, Ben Johnson" as a chant before the game. They like get 2 years of good play out of their team, and they just become the most annoying fan base, most coddled fan base. They get every call from the refs. It's just ridiculous, and people like feel bad for them, like treat them the same as the Buffalo Bills. They are much worse people than the people from Buffalo. It's not particularly close. Speaking of their football team that's on the field, we'll find out a lot next week when they play the Ravens. I'm not going to take too much stock into Caleb Williams, other than, I mean, it's kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth here compared to J.J. McCarthy, but that's J.J. McCarthy's first start ever compared to this Lions team that's supposed to be good in win-now mode with a ton of returning players at home. So, you know what? It's more of the Bears just sucking than the Lions being unbelievable, but reports of their demise were a little exaggerated by myself. So I think next week will be a real test.
I think we can pivot this into worst loss, and I had my worst loss being the Chicago Bears. The Lions got smoked last week, and maybe it was just a week 1 thing. Maybe it's the Packers being very, very good, but the Bears just got smacked around by the Lions, and it wasn't particularly close. Every time we looked over, Caleb was in hell. Caleb was trying to do something dumb. I don't know if it's too far-fetched to say their season is already over. Starting 0-2 with the schedule they have.
Yeah, in the NFC North, it might be.
Yeah, I don't know. Which being a Bears fan would suck. I mean, they were very excited for this year with the new head coach and year two of Caleb, boosted their O line a bit, and week two and the season is over. That would suck. So I feel slightly bad for Bears fans, but also don't feel bad at all.
You know who the Bears play next week, and it's really going to hurt my feelings if the Bears win this game.
Who do they play?
Boys.
Oh, they play the Cowboys?
They play the Dallas Cowboys.
That game.
So
would be
Caleb
telling.
might throw. This might be a get-right game for Caleb.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for that fan base one bit.
No.
Love to say
they're better
win
people.
The off seasons. They're probably better people than the Lions, but still.
Yeah,
fun to
they're
watch
better
their
people than the
demise.
Lions fans. It is. It is.
I didn't, when I didn't have on my bingo card ranking the people that the fan bases are, not just the fan bases or the town or the team, the people in which
Correct.
govern these fan bases.
Yep.
The Bills people are better people
Well, I mean,
than.
it's a very good point because that's a main reason why I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. Those are bad people. They are scumbag people.
Yeah.
Compared to a team like Buffalo or I don't know. There's a handful of teams I don't mind, but Philly.
For me, it's less
Detroit
for
are on top of the list.
For the Lions fans, it's less about the booing of Ben Johnson and all that. That's just whatever.
No,
that's
it's more
what
about
fan
their Twitter
bases do.
presence.
It's more about just when they got good all of a sudden and they just think that it's the cockiness of their fan base and some of their players like Amon-Ra St. Brown really ruffles my feathers.
Oh,
that individual.
Brian Branch, that guy is the worst.
Yeah. Max, who'd you have for worst loss?
I think I'm not high on the Broncos, but I would probably have to pick them. I don't think this Colts team is anything special at all. Everyone in the media really got sucked into the Sean Payton hype about how good this team was going to be. I don't believe in Bo Nix, and I don't believe in Sean Payton. So I think this game kind of solidified that for me a little bit. I just don't think they're going to be as competitive as people think. So probably that one.
Yeah, that's fair. Also the way that they lost was just pathetic too.
Yeah.
Getting that dumb leverage penalty when the Colts tried to botch that game because the Colts had 30 seconds left on the clock and they do 3 runs for -7 yards and set their kicker up for a 60-yarder that he misses and then get bailed out. So the Colts and Shane Steichen are very lucky. And Shane Steichen's seat is a little less hot. Both these Eagles coordinators, Steichen and Gannon, maybe they can get off the hot seat a little bit here, Tuck.
Gannon was a minute away from the hot seat being back and warm again. But yeah, that would have been a bad blown loss. I was just looking at the Broncos schedule. The next 3 weeks, so they have the Chargers on the road, which whatever, not really a road game, but still the Chargers are a good team. Then the Bengals, if Joe Burrow's back, is no fluke, and then they have to play at Philly. I think they have to probably go 2-1 in the next 3. If you're 2-3, that's not ideal for a team that had the expectations that this team had. So
yeah, they had Super Bowl aspirations.
Right.
Why don't you go ahead for your worst loss?
Lewis, who would you have? Worst team, worst loss.
Worst team.
Worst people. Right. Maybe worst people.
These people are fine people. I'm very indifferent on these people. And these are the good fans of the Washington Commanders. I'm sorry to your team. They might be a little fraudulent compared to what you were last year. The Green Bay Packers also might just be unbelievable, too. They might just be a juggernaut. We haven't talked about this game yet, but their defense is smothering. Their offense is just a middle-of-the-road offense, in my opinion. They could be between... Yeah, they're kind of between 10 and 15. They're not... I wouldn't put them as a top 10 offense, but I wouldn't put them below a 15 offense. But this defense might be legit. Who do the Packers still have coming on their schedule? Can someone look it up for me quick?
I can look. Yeah, I can look here.
On the Commanders side, Jaden Daniels, that was his worst game as an NFL quarterback, and that's a little tough. I think a big part of it, too, is Terry McLaurin sitting out all of training camp and coming back like a day before their first game. They need to work on like it's not just they're not just like able to click right away all year. It's going to take them a few weeks to kind of get on the same page again. And now Eckler's hurt. Their defense is never good. They're also an old team, even though Jaden's young. The rest of the team is super old. So, the panic button's out for the Commanders. I would like them to be good because I think Jaden's fun to watch, but panic button is out of the drawer.
The Packers' upcoming schedule is not really a gauntlet. It is the Browns, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Cardinals, the Steelers, Panthers.
Man, they're gonna walk.
So they're gonna be favored in every game. All of those.
They might be. They might be like the last team undefeated at this point or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. So
You see the.
I mean, they're gonna have a lot of hype. I can't wait until the playoffs when they're the 1 seed or the 2 seed and playing at Lambeau and then just go against them because Jordan Love is not ready to win a Super Bowl.
No, Jordan Love's.
Did you see the 27 stat though? Like
What's that?
Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers all won the Super Bowl at 27.
Oh yeah, yeah. A
Jordan Love
lot of pressure.
I saw that. I did.
Tough.
All right, maybe a couple. Well, do we want to hit any other games real quick? Just maybe touch on a couple. Eagles,
Yeah,
Chiefs.
why don't we can go rapid fire. Yeah.
Okay. Eagles, Chiefs. Pretty much a snooze fest. Ended up being the tush push show in the fourth quarter. They probably ran 7 tush pushes, and 5 of them were false starts.
Yeah.
Chiefs play boring football. It's boring. They play dink and dunk football.
Both team. I mean, the Eagles can play fun, but if they're playing a team like the Chiefs, they know they can out-boring them. They can play a more boring brand and just be better at the boring brand at this moment. Are we nervous about the Chiefs? Are 0-2.
Kelsey's a liability out there.
I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. Their defense is good, and even like a small example of Mahomes still being able to flip the switch. That last drive where they just obviously needed a touchdown, he just goes right down the field against a pretty good defense in the Eagles.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like they play with aggressiveness anymore.
When does it get to be a concern that Mahomes refuses to figure it out for 60 minutes?
Did you know? Hey, they haven't won a game yet this year, including the preseason, by the way.
I need it now, so I'm going to turn it on. Why? Where's the disconnect that he can't do that the first half of the game?
I don't know. Maybe it could be. Is it a play calling thing too? Because it kind of seemed like they started airing it out a little bit when they were down, but when they were tied or in the lead, they were kind of just dinking and doinking down the field.
Is this year 2 without Bieniemy as the OC?
It might be year 3.
2 or 3.
Year 3 even furthers my point. It feels like they just haven't been the same team since Bieniemy is gone. And you could also point to
Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator.
No, you could also point to Tyreek Hill being that reason, but
they've won a Super Bowl since Tyreek though.
Yeah,
not the winning. Obviously, they've won. It's the way they play is just boring as hell. They used to be fun. They used to throw deep balls all the time.
Yeah, well, having Worthy in street clothes with the biggest chain I've ever seen in my life that just looks ridiculous isn't helping, and also Rashee Rice almost killing someone in their car did not help as well. So
sounds like the Chiefs have some good people.
Yeah, not good people. the fine folks of Kansas City are actually those people are okay. Got some good marketing.
They're owners. Good people.
That's funny. Let's see. Panthers, Cardinals. Obviously, Bryce Young, my guy, listen. You look at the numbers. Bryce put up 328 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
we'll ignore.
They're all garbage time.
Yeah.
It's numbered. The numbers are the numbers. We'll move on.
That was maybe the best backdoor cover I've ever seen in my life. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That game was done and finished at halftime.
It was good. Let's see, real quick. The
Ravens
Cardinals
taking care of the Browns. Oh yeah, you go.
I was just going to say the Cardinals are 2-0, and look, they're not a great football team, but 2-0 is 2-0, and they're.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, sneaky wild card team. Yeah, you said Ravens. Snooze
Ravens
fest.
snooze fest. Is it? I think it's time for Flacco to be done. I know Max mentioned this today, so Max, why don't you do 30 seconds on it?
I think that if I'm the owner of that franchise, I would be demanding that one of the rookies is playing, and preferably Shador to get some asses in seats and have some type of buzz around the franchise.
Yeah, because right now it's just dead.
It looks like I mean, Dylan Gabriel came in the game late, so I would guess he would be the guy that gets the first nod over Shador.
He will.
But I think there's a chance Flacco's done. I think they might start Dylan Gabriel next week.
Yep.
Seahawks Steelers.
What a fluky play for the lead.
This could be just the way the Steelers played. You could argue worst loss, just in terms of it was bad. Though 7 of their points came off the fluky pick 6, and other than that, the offense didn't really do anything. Aaron looked like garbage. Kind of what I thought he would look like this year. And Sam Darnold looked like kind of, he showed some spurts of last year and showed some spurts of 5 years ago, Sam Darnold, which to me is what I think we're going to see a lot of this year. A lot of two touchdown, 2 interception games.
That might have been the worst touchdown of the year too, with just that kickoff. Like that might be the biggest brain fart we've seen all year.
That was not a Tomlin-led team mistake there.
No. All right, we're going to keep going rapid fire. How about the Bengals too? Just Joe Burrow already hurt, but they kind of grind out a win, and the Vikings are playing the Bengals next week.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was a great win, obviously, Jake Browning. I still don't really know what the Jaguars are. Not gonna lie, they're a team that could just be a high-scoring team that stays in games that doesn't play much defense. But I could also see at any point Trevor Lawrence turning back into a pumpkin. So I don't want to.
Trevor Lawrence has
always
never
been
good
a dumb
though.
team.
He's always been a pumpkin.
Always.
Well, yes, you're right. But he put up 270 and 3 touchdowns today. Like I know the Bengals defense sucks, but that's kind of my point. Like put up a lot of points, but lose games.
Yeah. Also, like the Bengals are able to just like keep that high-powered offense going on this crappy defense too with Jake Browning. It's not even Joe Burrow playing.
I mean, he threw 3 picks. They got a little.
Yeah, I guess. Still high-powered. That's just part of the high-powered solution.
There were 5 interceptions thrown between the two teams. That is a lot of interceptions.
What about Travis Hunter being 2 first-round picks, and now, like, I don't see him out there on the field at all, except for making 1 penalty.
No. I think
that was a bad call.
This could be eye test, but he doesn't look like a good receiver. Just eye test wise, he looks too small. I don't know if maybe I'm just too early on it, but I think if he's going to be a good player, it's him being a cornerback.
Something to flag. Anyone else have any games to touch on?
Let's see.
Yeah, Miami, New England.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted New England to lose that game.
Same. That was a fun game though, kind of, for how bad it was.
Mike McDaniel watch is on still.
Yep. Mike McDaniel watch is on. I don't think either. I am not impressed with either team after this game, though. I think that's like, the Patriots won, but like, I'm not coming out of there being like, gosh, they look great.
No, yeah. I'm not super impressed with Drake May. His pocket presence hasn't impressed me.
Rams are 2-0. They should have won that game. And the other game we didn't. Well, I guess 2. Bills Jets. That was a blowout. And then Niners Saints. Niners won with Mac Jones in New Orleans.
Yeah, poop Niners right there.
Niners and Cardinals being 2-0, both very fraudulent.
Yeah,
teams to be betting against in the coming weeks.
And you know who plays each other next week?
Niners Cardinals.
the Niners and Cardinals. So that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one to figure out. I would have liked to fade both those guys. That's a good point.
Any standout player? We also, if you don't have one, that's fine. I would just shout out like Jamar Chase. It looked like legit Jamar Chase today. I know Jack Borst wouldn't like hearing that because he doesn't think he's good. But 14 catches, 60 yards is pretty good. So, all right. I guess people don't realize this, but we're recording this. We're recording this before the Vikings. You'll hear us talk about. Obviously, you already heard us talk about the Vikings. So, hopefully, we talked about a win. That's what we're hoping for
right now. Final score predictions.
31.
I'm gonna guess 28-14. That's not happening. There's gonna be a field goal, but
I'm gonna go 21-20 Vikings.
21-20.
Wow, tight game. I'm gonna redo my score real quick. I'm gonna say 31-13. It's more realistic.
I did 31-10. You just took my score essentially.
Sorry. I needed a bigger blowout and a more realistic score.
All right.
That's where we'll end this. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back on Thursday morning talking about week 3, and we'll catch you then. Adios.
Peace.